Hey everybody, it's that podcast with those guys. Oh wait, it's the R&B Show. Can you dig it? And now, two guys who should totally be characters in Fortnite. Here's Ricardo and Brett.
Yeah, I'll have to do the best mates dance for you that I do to embarrass my son when he's around his friends.
There you go.
Oh boy, does he get worked up. Don't.
I still can't do the floss.
You do realize that when you're dancing, nobody sees that because we have the R&B logo that plays, so nobody's seeing.
Well, they see. Well, part
There
of
you
the
go,
upper
do it
half, the upper half of the best mates dance is this.
So
is this part here.
So nobody's seeing that, and of course, anybody who's listening certainly can't see it. So
Right.
stop it.
I'm just
okay?
swinging my arms. But
Stop
let me
it. You always
but let
wanna-
me tell you, as a dad and as someone who really likes to poke, kind of have fun with his son and to get embarrassed a little bit in front of his buddies and stuff, there's nothing better than having. There's nothing more horrifying than having your dad dance in front of your friends.
I'll have to try that with my high school. son.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's to my son's 10.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like it. Oh, he don't like
Yeah,
it.
wait till he's older.
Yeah.
You do that, and you'll be shunned forever.
That's right.
He'll just grunt at me.
It
That's only a
changes. It
couple years
changes.
away.
You know, it changes. You don't mind being like that when they're 10, but when they're like 16, 17, getting on 18, yeah, then it really isn't.
No,
cool,
but
and
see, then
you're a dork.
Then I'm a dork anyway.
But it's not a good dork. It's
Yeah,
just it's embarrassing.
Embarrassing, yes, and that's what I want to do
in a bad.
And
sort of
hopefully
way.
it'll be, right now it's just him and a bunch of his friends. They're all boys. And older, maybe if he has a girlfriend or anything, then that's when you do it. And boy, oh boy.
No, you don't want to do that.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
It's a different vibe. They just look at you like it's not a playful embarrassing. It's more of a you're really annoying, and I don't like you too much.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, that's fine. It's my house, right? Am I right, Rosie? You have
That's
to lay
true.
down the law.
Yep. That's right.
It is to a point.
Those
You both you guys will figure that out.
Those
Both
are my
you guys will
controllers
figure
on
it
Well,
the
out.
you
Xbox.
do have more. You do have your experience with your teenage boys, the one that's now graduated from
one
college.
teenage boy. The
Well, you
other-
did.
the
I mean,
other
like,
one-
you
the
went
other
through
one's
two.
a little bit older than that.
But I'll have my fun for now, and I'll continue until it really starts to become a problem. But right now,
Hey,
he thinks it's kind of funny but annoying.
Hey, how was Florida?
Fantastic! Thank you so much for asking, and I'm happy to be back. Those of you who didn't know, I was gone last week. Just a quickie vacation. It was 3 or 4 days down at Innisbrook Golf Resort. Fine golf resort. I highly recommend it if you ever
But
go
you
there.
didn't golf.
But
Did
I
you
didn't
golf?
golf.
What?
I highly recommend it just for the
He went
aesthetics.
He went to a golf resort but didn't golf.
Did you
Long
see the
story.
alligators?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any alligators.
Any
Well,
sharks?
I saw some shrunken gator heads though. or
Oh,
whatever,
okay, all
at some
right.
shops, but
Yeah.
yes, it was great. No, low 90s the whole time, and
Wow.
I didn't get sunburnt at all. I maybe got a little bit of color, not too much, but yeah, fun time. And but I'm glad to be back because, by the way, I took Allegiant Air, no problems.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
Excellent.
fantastic, no problems.
Did you get some snacks?
No, because they cost money. By the way, You
Yeah.
get
What?
a pack of like a little thing of Oreos or maybe like Gardettos or something like
Yeah.
that. 3 things that probably cost 50 cents each at a convenience store.
Yeah.
They
Probably
charge you
$10.
$7.
Oh my God.
$7. Yeah, and my son, of course, wanted it because he had never been on a plane, so he kind of had the whole plane experience by
Yeah.
having just ridiculously priced snacks. So I did that on the way back. Forget it. We didn't have anything like that. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Didn't they usually include all that stuff?
Yes.
When we flew to Vegas to Arizona last month, they were free. The only thing you had to pay for was a different airline.
Yes.
You had to pay for if you wanted like wine or beer, but like soft drinks,
Okay.
water. She came back 3 times during our flight to Las Vegas asking if
Dang.
we wanted cookies, peanuts, crackers.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
No, that would have cost me $21.
Yeah, that would have been.
So no, but
And they're in their little bags too. It's not
Yeah.
like you're getting a big old bag like
Yeah.
you can get at a grocery
well,
store.
they changed that though because I think the year before for Allegiant, they didn't charge that. Now they are.
Interesting.
Probably to raise monies to fix the engines, or whatever that they the problems that they have
upkeep,
with their
yeah.
aging fleet.
But the nice thing is about that airline is you can fly right here out of Appleton.
Yes.
And you can go to what was it, Tampa area?
Into the St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
It's PIE is the name of the airport. I guess the initials.
Pi?
Pi. Yeah. $160 basically.
That's a good deal.
for each, well, a little bit over 300 for both of us to fly down there and back. Can't beat those prices, Brett.
No, we've got some vouchers to use on the airline that we flew. So we're already talking about next spring where we might go back to Arizona.
Hey, Michelle Bolton wants to know how you can go to a golf course and not, or a golf resort and not.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not a golfer. I won it on a charity thing, so that's why it just happened to be Innisbrook was the destination. So I went down there. But you know what? I'll tell you what. The whole place was top notch. I had never been in any place so nice in terms of the way they treat you. It's obviously for high rollers. You know, the food was very expensive but good. And you know, it was a couple of days of being like a rock star there because I felt
Nice.
I felt I was affluent when I'm really not. You know.
You see, now you guys have everybody fooled that you're really good golfers.
No.
From that promo that we shot with Tom
Crabtree.
Tom Crabtree
okay, yeah.
way back a few seasons ago.
Golf for Ricardo is windmills and clown heads and
Yes.
all that ceramic
Putt
bears.
is what I like to call it. But yeah, so all in all, great trip, and I'm glad to be back because I think we have an interesting show coming up, BC, because the number one topic that we're going to talk about is the High School Sports Awards show that's coming up this Friday.
Boy, that's 2 days away.
Yeah, red carpet at 6 o'clock, was it?
6:30 red carpet. Yeah, 6 o'clock red carpet starts, but
Okay.
the actual interview with our colleague Shelby Leduc from the Green Bay Press Gazette, that starts at 6:30, and that'll be live streamed on all of our sites, including postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com, all 10 of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. And then at 7 o'clock is the actual show, which again will be streaming live, including Facebook. All of our Facebook accounts will be streaming it as well. So if you can't get tickets, and you can't get tickets,
No,
trust
you
me on
can't.
that. Those have been sold out, a hot item. You can watch it live online. We're streaming it live. And of course, who's our special guest again?
It's Aaron Rodgers, a QB1 for the Green
Your
Bay Packers.
tormentor.
He sounds familiar.
He's on
He
the back
torments your Bears.
end of his career. I'm not really too concerned anymore.
He's going till 40. You
Yeah,
kidding me?
yeah.
He's going to start eating that avocado ice cream that Tom Brady indulges
yeah.
in, and
Okay.
he's going to keep playing into his 40s, Ricardo.
He's not like Brady. He's not a
Let me-
standalone
let
Packer.
me
Once he
just-
loses his mobility, you'll see the production drop.
Let me
in my
just say,
opinion.
he ain't Mitch Trubisky, okay?
Yeah, well, Mitch Trubisky is ascending player.
Uh-huh.
They're going to be the surprise of the year, Brett. That's my prediction.
You
for
haven't
the
even
Chicago
paid
Bears.
up your Packer Bear
No, I
bet.
haven't.
You're supposed to eat chili with noodles.
Yes, we can go up to Kohl's at any time and do that.
That could be a clubhouse promo.
Do we do extra noodles now too? Because
no,
it's
no, I
weighted
don't.
so
I don't
much.
want to. You'll enjoy it. We're going to go up. To,
I'll enjoy it. Okay,
We're
I'm
going
already
to go up to
predicting
Kroll's.
that.
We're going to go up to Kroll's in Green Bay. They have fantastic chili, but you have to have noodles to pay off the bet. We
Yeah.
should get Ty there too.
That
to
could
hang
be a
out with us.
promo for the upcoming season. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we should have maybe co-host information on Clubhouse
Yes,
Live
you
fairly soon.
fairly soon, and I'm sure Brett will have that out to the masses.
I'm
We're
excited.
very interested in
excited.
who our next co-host from the
Let me
Green
just
Bay
say
Packers will be.
he's if it comes if we get him signed.
Offense or
Yeah.
defense? Can you let that out?
I'm not going to let that
Oh,
out.
boy,
But
even
let's
that-
just say he's an exciting young player.
Okay.
And
Okay,
he's
so
a
if anybody
He's
who
not old.
Anybody
It's
who
not
thinks
Rodgers.
it's Aaron Rodgers or Clay Matthews or Devontae Adams, these Randall, no, they don't do shows
No.
typically.
No.
Okay.
This is an ascending young player who could really take a step up this season. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look for that in the coming days. Coming weeks maybe when that will be announced. Hopefully that.
Yeah, probably like August 20th. You
Yes.
know, like right before our first
Yeah.
show.
About 3
Yeah,
minutes
that'll be
before
nice.
we go live.
We've
That'll be
done that
nice.
before too.
One of the other topics we'll talk about or touch on briefly, I guess, is the softball pitcher story I did about the condensed spring sports season and how that possibly could affect arms for softball pitchers. Because I know one athlete there, I think it was Supley from North, said that she pitched 9 times in 1 week.
Wow.
And she throws hard, Brett. And I know that softball, the motion's different, but still 9 times in a week, that's incredible. That's an incredible amount of innings to put on a young arm, a junior pitcher, if I recall correctly. But you have something
So
there?
we have a question from online from Michelle Bolton again. When is that? I believe she's referring to the Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show.
That's Friday, Michelle, Friday, and that will be at again 6:30 is the red carpet event, so you can watch that live again, either right here on Facebook or postcrescent.com on all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. And Ricardo, 7 o'clock is when the show begins. Looking at probably a 2-hour show. We have 23 WIAA sports in which we'll recognize winners in each of those categories. We have some premier categories. We're going to talk about this here in a little bit. Some big awards, and of course Aaron Rodgers will in the middle. We'll do a nice Q&A with number 12. Again, find it all of our websites, all of our Facebook pages will be streaming live.
And Jerry Laundry.
Jerry Laundry, Clubhouse
Jerry
fan.
Laundry, yeah. He says Chili John's, no new noodles.
Yeah, Jerry.
Not quite sure what
Jerry,
no
bug
noodles.
off. Bug off. You eat chili with noodles.
You do.
Okay.
Jerry, he is a big time watcher of the R&B show, so we appreciate that. Jerry, good to see you again, my friend. So yeah, those 2 topics, and then we'll wrap up our roundtable tonight as that returns also from a week hiatus. Is Freedom softball players Peyton Dorn and Brooke Garrett. They were so nice to come on board, talk about the great season they've been having. They've been rocketing up my rankings for softball, by the way, Brett. So. Freedom, I think, has 1 loss on the year, and they're looking to be one of the top teams in Division II. So
Boy, Freedom good at everything.
They
right
are
now.
good at everything.
They're really having a nice run.
Does that irk you, Brett, a little bit?
No.
Okay.
Not
Good.
at all.
Just
Why would
wondering.
that irk me?
I have no idea why that would irk you.
Just bring back the script Irish on the football helmets.
I just want them to bring back that Highway N.
I have a lot of respect for Freedom and what they've done.
You better, because that's a great school. By the way, I'm covering the Northeastern Conference track meet this Saturday.
Well, let's talk about that briefly because the weather on Saturday is
Yes.
not good.
No.
And I was at my son's track meet. He runs for a Northeastern Conference school.
Luxembourg Casco.
No.
Okay.
And
Denmark.
was talking to the coach of that team after the meet, and I kind of suggested, is there any will there be any talk about maybe moving that to like Monday
Right.
or Tuesday, because the weather's supposed to be beautiful early next week again, and I think there's going to be a coaches meeting, and that's going to be brought up.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but my take on that is, why wouldn't you move
Why wouldn't you? It's only a day later. I mean,
well, from Saturday to like Monday.
yeah. I mean, it's only it's another
So
day.
instead of running these kids, which has been a lousy spring to begin with, and you're going to run them in rain, in wind, in cold, you have the increase in potential injury running on a track that's wet. Just move it. I mean, because after conference, then you have a little bit of a break before you run regionals and then sectionals. So
I agree with you. And
why squeeze it in if you can move it, if you have the ability?
And by the way, state track, I believe, is only 3 weeks away tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
Or it's Friday. Yeah, 3 weeks away from Friday.
That's
so.
have fun down there.
Yeah, well, we hope to see you there, though, Brett.
I hope I'm there too, but in other ways.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the coming weeks.
Now, has Brett ever had the pizza, the
Yes.
place in La Crosse that you guys? Okay,
Yeah.
so you have.
And
right?
he speaks highly of it. He
It's
just
very-
thinks
it's
Bill's
very
is
good.
better in Stevens Point.
I've heard that there might even be better pizza in La Crosse.
Oh,
No.
How can you say that? You haven't tried it.
No. Big Al's. Big Al's
But
is the bomb.
what if there's a better place?
No, but I know guys who have tried every pizza place. One John Casper, and who he, as you may or may not know, is an expert on pizza.
Is he?
And he claims Big Al's is a place to go.
It is very good. There's no doubt. It's not Bill's level,
Okay.
but it's good.
Rosie,
I have to eat them. I
it
gotta
is.
eat there.
It is.
One of my favorite places up in Hurley closed, so the Bell Chalet.
Okay.
Sadly, that had great.
Well, at least it's a local place. I thought you were going to say like Pizza Hut or something like that.
yeah. Well, kind of local. You'd have to drive 3 hours north to
You
get
get
there.
the lunch buffet,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
But hey, let's get to our first topic, Brett. And I know we're all excited about the High School Sports Award Show coming up this Friday. It's been a year in the making, and I know you've put a lot of time and blood and sweat and tears into it.
There's been a lot of tears, a lot of crying.
Yeah, a lot
breakdowns.
of anxiety.
A lot of swearing.
But
No,
it's coming
not
up.
so much this
yeah.
year.
Internal maybe.
Yeah, and a lot of grimaces. Just Brett having he's been looking very, very. I wouldn't say nervous. You've been looking like just like it's been beating you down the whole year.
It's time to play. It's time
Yeah,
to have
exactly.
some fun, and that's what the show will be all
Right,
about.
and again, and Brett gave you when the start dates are for that in terms of that Friday. But we're gonna run down. We're not gonna run down the nominees for each one of the sports. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, most of all the sports have a winner, and we highlight them, and then they get to meet Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Those who
get
win.
a photo with Aaron Rodgers in the back.
Backstage,
That's
which
pretty cool.
is a thrilling moment for anybody, I'm sure, except for me. But
Six nominees per sport.
Six
and then,
nominees
and then
per
we'll
sport.
announce the 3 finalists and the winner on
Yes.
Friday.
And but in addition to those, and there's just too many for us to rattle off here in our little scrunch that we have for time. But we are going to highlight these what we call premier awards.
Yeah.
And those are the boys' team of the year, the girls' team of the year, the coach, of the Year, Boys Athlete of the Year, and Girls Athlete of the Year, Brett, because I think we have some interesting nominees here. Again, this is the same kind of setup as the nominees for the other sports. We have 6 nominees, and then it gets broken down to 3 finalists, right, Brett, and then the winner. So let's start with Boys Team of the Year. Oshkosh North Hoops, Stratford Wrestling, Kaukauna Basketball, Kimberly Football, Roncalli Basketball, and Valders Cross Country. Valders, I am so sorry. But all of those,
I have family there.
All 6 of those, Brett, are champions.
That's a good list, isn't it?
That is a great list.
Very good list.
And just for those who don't know, Kimberly Football, I believe, has won the last 2 years. The team of the year.
They're undefeated in that category.
Yes,
too.
exactly. So I don't know. What are you looking at there? We can't give away any of the winners or anything like that, but we can take a look at maybe some of the things that kind of stand out here. Obviously, Kimberly with the 70-game win streak and the winner of the last 2 years. But I don't think you can put anything past, maybe Kaukauna had a fantastic finale to their championship season. Same thing kind of with Roncalli and Oshkosh North Hoops doing it.
27-1, school record 27 victories.
In Division 1.
Stratford Wrestling is a powerhouse right now. You look at Valders Cross Country, I think they had a number of runners finish near the top at state. So that's a great list. You're right. I'm not going to give anything away. So you can't say too much about those nominees as far as our premier awards for the Wisconsin High School Sports Award. Which again, Friday. Have we made
Friday.
that clear, Rosie?
I don't know, but I know it's Friday.
Friday at 7 o'clock.
7
You can watch it live online.
That's right. You can watch.
Yeah.
Watch it live on our live stream or on our Facebook pages. Plus, if you tune in at 6, you'll see the red carpet.
6:30.
6:30. I'm sorry. But you'll be able to Shelby will be able to chat with some of these some of our top area athletes. You can kind of get to know them a little bit. What you can on a red carpet.
And that will be entertaining in itself.
Yeah.
It really will be.
But then at 7 o'clock starts, you and I are co-hosting it, and looking forward to it. It's finally here this week.
Finally.
So it's been a lot of work, as you said. But to transition back to Boys Team of the Year, 6 great nominees, and
we had some other nominees, by the way, too, that didn't make the nominees list.
Right, and this is a group effort.
It's a collaborative effort
in terms of figuring out the nominees.
We all kind of have a vote, and we all put forward nominees, and we all kind of vote. I know one that sticks out for me is Amherst football. Didn't make the nominees list, but that was one that we were considering. So it's a collaborative effort, and we all have a say. We all have an equal vote in who makes the nominees list, the finalists, and all that kind of stuff, and the overall winner as well. We have a question. What do you have there, Rosie?
Michelle Bolton also.
Wow, she's a lot of questions
she's active today. She even asked, about me. Who's the guy in the background? But Jerry helped her out with that. But she wanted to know if Nina was on the list or if it was in consideration at all. Which Nina team? I'm not sure. I'm
well, that's
on
next.
the girls' side, yes.
On the girls' side, actually, let's get to that right away here, Brett. We're going to rattle off girls' team of the year in contention. Luxembourg Casco Volleyball, Appleton North Basketball, Oshkosh North Softball, Freedom Cross Country, Nina Tennis, and Wittenberg Burnham Wood Track, all in consideration for Girls Team of the Year. Those are your nominees there. From there, there'll be 3 finalists and then the overall winner. But yes, Nina is represented there. A fine season that the Rockets had there for Nina. But then you look at here too, Brett. I believe last year Appleton North Girls Basketball won the Team of the Year after their undefeated season. But they have some competition here because if they were trying to repeat, Brett, because Luxembourg Casco Volleyball had a fine season. We all know how good Oshkosh North softball is. They're the top-ranked team in the state this year. Freedom Cross Country winning it for the first time in the program's history. And Nina Tennis always traditionally strong. Wittenberg Burnham Wood Track, also the Chargers there breaking through and having a fine season. Girls, with the boys, those are 6 champions. Now, girls team, I don't think all 6 were champions, but then you got to weigh other factors as well. Again, you have to wait till Friday to find out who's going to be our girls team of the year. But a pretty good list there. Brett, anybody stick out there for you?
Again, very difficult for me to comment since I know kind of how this is all going to go down, so I don't want to say too much, but I have seen the results, so of course.
I like putting them on the spot.
Of course, knowing that we have to be on stage, we sort of have to know who's doing what and who's going to win. But great list, and let's just leave it at that. All worthy candidates, and you'll have to watch at 7 o'clock to find out.
Look at the Coach of the Year list, Brett.
Another great
list.
Just
incredible list. Steve Jones, Kimberly Football, Joe Russum, Appleton North Girls Basketball, the recently resigned Joe Russum, Joe Carso of I think it's Garso.
Yes.
Joe Garso of Roncalli basketball. Thane Jones, Freedom Girls Cross Country and Track. Hopefully he's doing well. He had that quintuple bypass surgery not too long ago over in January.
Big deal.
Yeah, Brad Weber, Oshkosh North basketball, boys basketball, and Mark Lusick of Amherst football, BC. And again, you're looking at 6 champions there. Tough list. That might be the toughest out of all the premier awards there.
Great coaches there, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Brett, again, he's privy to all the knowledge, and he cannot speak on it.
How about the boys and girls athletes of the year? Talk about great lists. Look
yeah.
at these names. We'll rattle those off.
For boys athlete, Cordell Tinch of Bayport, Boyd Dietzen of Kimberly, Jack Plum of Bayport, Hunter Lupke of Spencer, Wesley Sheik of Oshkosh North, DJ Stewart of Kimberly. Those are your 6 nominees for Boys Athlete of the Year. You have something there, Rosie?
I do.
Rosie,
Michelle again.
You got to put yourself on camera. Why is there
Yeah.
no camera
Oh,
on you?
I
Then Michelle
forgot
can see
today.
what you look
yeah,
like.
it's true. Well, tune in next week. I'll put it on.
Okay.
Or else I'll just run right in front of you guys or
Yes,
something.
wave.
She wants to know, do the candidates know that they are on the list?
Yes. And why is that, Brett?
Well,
Because they're invited to the
yeah, they have to be at the show so they can be recognized. But yeah, we once the nominees, it's fall, winter, and spring, and our premier awards. Once those have been determined, then we publish an article both in print and online, announcing who the nominees are, and then from there I had to enter them in a spreadsheet and. Which some folks that help organize the event keep track of who's RSVPing, and then invites are sent through the email through the athletic directors and coaches saying, hey, please alert your athletes or coaches or teams that you've been nominated, and to have them RSVP, give them instructions. So that's kind of the process. It's a lengthy process, and it's very tedious and time consuming, but boy, you look at our RSVP, I think all but maybe 3 or 4 total nominees can make it, which is incredible.
That's an outstanding number, and it's actually dropped from years past.
And Ricardo, Rosie, it shows you again the passion that folks around here and even in the entire state have for high school sports. It's a big deal in this state. It's big. I
It's
mean,
the best night in high school sports.
It is.
You go to a Friday football game, the places are packed. A gymnasium for a big basketball game, big regional sectional track meets are going to be packed. I mean, softball, baseball, it doesn't matter. It's a big deal, and that's why this has been so well received, and that's why tickets are sold out.
Yep.
So don't ask me for tickets anymore, people, because I don't have any more to hand out.
And if you find scalpers on the outside, better than average chance they're fake tickets.
Maybe I should go on eBay and see if they're on sale for double the price.
Yeah, good call on that. But again, going back to the boys athletes, I mean, Cordell Tinch,
a dunk machine in basketball.
Dunk machine, and this guy's going to play
champion.
2 sports over at Minnesota. More Division I athletes. Boyd Dietzen, we all know, going to Wisconsin to play football. Also a standout track athlete. Plum, I think, going to Iowa. Hunter Lepke, by the way, plays 4 sports.
Yeah.
One of the rare 4-sport athletes in the state. Wesley Sheik, just fantastic runner, and also a member of that.
Very underrated.
Very underrated guard
he was
for
good.
Oshkosh North, and really had a nice tournament series. Then DJ Stewart, of course, the Gatorade Player of the Year in football, and also going Division I in football. I want to say, was it North Dakota State?
No,
Yeah.
1AA, or
Is it North Dakota or South Dakota?
North Dakota State
Yeah,
Football
Dakota State.
Championship subdivision.
Yes, sorry about that.
Please.
So yeah, those are our 6 athletes nominated for boys. And then for the girls athletes, Cassie Schultz from Luxembourg Casco, Brooke Jaworski from Wausau West, Hannah Vandenberg of Little Chute, McKaylee Kuhn of Hilbert, Jenna Kraus of Seymour, and Tina Ubel of Shiocton. Again, a great mix of athletes in this one, because Ubel's kind of known more for basketball. Krause, she just, by the way, won 4 events, I think, this weekend at the track meet that she was at. So she's an outstanding 3-sport athlete. McKaylee Kuhn, underrated small school athlete. Hannah Vandenberg, going to volleyball. She's probably what her best known as is a volleyball player, going to Marquette. Brooke Jaworski, the standout cross-country and track athlete from Wausau West. And then Cassie Schultz going to Green Bay, I believe, to play basketball. So
a lot of talent on
a lot
that
of
list,
talent
too.
on the girls' athletes as well, and
multi-sport athletes.
Yes, and I think these are the boys' athlete, the girls' athlete, in my opinion, are the ones. Aren't those saved for last usually? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a big reason why, because those are the glamour ones. There's premier awards, but then these are the 2. People want to see who's going to win the boys and girls athlete of the year, and I think folks will be tuning in really intently to see who gets those awards.
Yeah, and we'll have coverage online of who did what later on Friday night and on Saturday, and then I think on Sunday in the Sunday print.
Yes. So we're expecting it is a sold out crowd, and we're expecting a lot of coverage and a lot of fun. 1,000 plus.
They're all there to see us, Ricardo.
That's right. Absolutely, and we'll be all out in our
all there to see us, huh?
We'll be in the monkey suits.
That's right.
Ready to go in the monkey outfits.
Actually,
ready to go.
They're all there to see themselves and Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
Nobody cares about us.
We're not. We realize that, but we'll be there anyway, doing the job. Hey, I did a story, Brett, on softball pitchers, condensed spring sports seasons, and what it might have on softball pitchers' arms. I talked to Dr. Obma over there at OSI, Orthopedic Sports Institute.
Is that where you had your shoulder done?
It was where I had my shoulder done.
Now you need your other one done.
Now I need my other one done. So I told
serious?
Doc I'm going to have to come back there and have you guys work on the left shoulder. Yeah, it's just I'm just getting old.
Dang.
As it were. So
funny because I feel like I'm in great shape and I'm older than you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, but you didn't play football. These are lingering football injuries, dude. So from doing the blocking.
Well, there you go. Yeah, the push.
Yeah, and but yes, they deteriorated. My torn labrums deteriorated over time. So now they're giving me problems. But getting back to the softball pitchers, Brett, because of the way they throw, the underarm motion, there are less. This is what Doctor told me. There are less of a chance for those pitchers to get hurt in that way. I think I highlighted Marissa Mullen, and it really wasn't her arm. It was her shoulder that needed rest because of the overuse. It kind of got a little too muscular. She wasn't symmetrical to the left side of her body. So that was an interesting take, I thought, where in pitching, usually what's the elbow, right?
Yeah.
Elbow and the shoulder. You see a lot of rotator cuff things, and the elbow, the Tommy John, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But there was a couple instances here I thought were very interesting. Sidney Supley, the great Oshkosh North pitcher going to Northwestern, Brett, just a junior.
One of our nominees.
One of our nominees for softball softball player of the year. She was telling me how they had a stretch there where they played 9 games in a week or something like that, or 9 games over a span of days, and she was pitching all of them. That is an incredible amount of innings to put on her arm, but she was good with it. She said, unlike knock on wood, she's never had a serious injury, arm injury, or anything like that. She believes, Brett, in icing down not only after games, but after every practice. Coach Cease over there at Oshkosh North has all her players iced down after games.
Doesn't it?
I've never seen that much blanket, in terms of getting everybody on the same page with the icing, Brett. But maybe that's something. Go old school a little bit. Maybe the icing has something to do with it, huh? I don't know.
That's right.
But that's something. That was the topic of my story. Now, hopefully, we're not going to see a sudden uptick in sports injury or arm injuries or anything like that for softball. But Brett, this spring season has been crazy, and with the more inclement weather coming, that's just going to condense it even further over the next couple of days.
Well, we talked about again. You talked about covering the Northeastern Conference track meet on Saturday with the weather looking lousy. Just move it back. It's not a big deal. This is not a tough situation, but tough decision. Getting to your story, though, Ricardo, in icing, I think to my son who runs track right now, and my oldest did the same thing, but my son constantly taking ice baths after workouts, and icing must be a much bigger deal than when we were in high school,
right?
Because I don't remember icing or any sort of. Well, heck, even training back then. It was a long time ago now, I guess, when I think about it.
Yes.
What the kids go through now is not what it was like back in high school in the 80s.
I was going to say late 70s?
It was late 80s,
okay,
1990 I graduated, so
right.
Shut up. But icing seems to be like, he'll sit in those tubs, and I don't know how they do it.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah, that's
I hate being cold to begin with, but obviously there's something to it to help the muscles.
Yeah, I suppose if you're all warmed and everything's, maybe if your joints are a little inflamed, that must feel good, though, to dip in there.
I think once your body gets over the shock of the absolute bitter cold, and then, I'm sure it does feel pretty loose. But it's funny, and it's a good story that you did, because I was just under the assumption that, well, they throw underhand, it's not a big deal. It's just a natural motion for the arm as opposed to going over the top like you see in baseball, where you do have the shoulder injuries and the elbows, where, again, natural motion, you don't put a whole lot of torque on any sort of joints, but obviously these kids do, and it was pretty good on you to bring some awareness to these softball pitchers and what they go through. It's amazing, and that I forgot about Megan Kleiss, now at Oregon, the former Kimberly standout, 225 pitches in a single game.
Yeah. And now you see what baseball players like. They don't want them to pitch more than 100,
that was
right?
a 15-inning state championship game.
Well, how about Lauren Baranchik? I think for Appleton East, 23 consecutive innings.
Blazik,
I'm sorry.
23 innings.
That's incredible. I remember taking that game over the phone because they were over in Chippewa Falls, and Coach Batten had called us, Janelle Batten, who was a coach at the time over at Appleton East, saying, yeah, we just went 27 innings over here in a win. And I'm like, did Lauren pitch all? She's like, no, we had another girl kind of helped out and pitched a couple of the innings, but that's incredible.
That 2015 title game between Kimberly and Westosha Central, Kleist with 225 pitches, and then the Westosha kid 227 pitches in a 15-inning game that lasted nearly 4 hours.
Yeah,
you start to wonder, should there be a pitch count in softball?
You know what's funny about that, Brett? Now I covered the game. Now we were down there, and in the press box, I don't think it ever came up. Like, are these kids pitching too much? I mean, this is the last game of the season.
Because of the perception and what we've been told over the years that this is okay for the arm. You know,
in something related, Brett, aren't you surprised a little bit that you don't see baseball pitchers throwing underhand? You know, the Quisenberries and.
You mean like the king of his court, Eddie Feiner, and he'd strike out all the. Remember that, Rosie? That guy, he had the flat top, the king in his court. It was like a four-man softball team, and they would tour Barnstorm. He would strike out all the baseball players.
Well, I bring that up because I can't think of any pitcher right now that's underhand like that.
You mean a baseball pitcher?
Yeah, submarine pitcher.
You couldn't do it from 60 feet 6 inches, though. That would be like meatballs you'd be throwing up there. It'd be home run after home run if you're throwing underhand with a baseball.
No, but I mean like sidearm, I guess.
That would put a lot of torque, not only on your shoulder and elbow, but on your hip. Have you ever tried that, where you just go underhand like that, submarine style?
I guess I never did.
The weirdest one I've ever seen was Kent TeCulvey.
Yeah, I remember him.
Pirates.
Yeah. Dan Quisenberry was a sidewinder.
Yeah, Quisenberry was. He wasn't as bad, or his TeCulvey seemed to really throw under, but I don't know. Quisenberry was another one.
A lot of torque on your on joints, and I don't want to feel that. Well, I'm getting too old.
I'm gonna do a quick story here. One of the few highlights of my sporting career.
You probably have more than I do.
I used to play softball back in the day, competitive softball, recreational. But we travel. One of our teams, we would go to tournaments and things like that. This was back in my mid-20s, I want to say. But it was slow pitch. But then for the first time, a buddy of mine got me to do fast pitch. I'd never done fast pitch, and these guys were really good. You know what I mean? My first time up to bat. I'm not kidding you. I hit a home run, the luckiest home run. I literally just swung the bat and closed my eyes because that thing flew, and it's the farthest I've ever hit a softball because it's fast pitch, And I just swung the bat, and everyone thought I was like Canseco, man, because I hit the home run the first time I ever played. I probably struck out every other time I was at bat. Complete luck.
I can see you trotting the bases with like the Jeffrey Leonard one flap down, just kind of dogging it.
No, well, I was actually doing a mix of that and the Kirk Gibson, just lawnmower, this is nothing. I'm a natural, not so.
That's a good highlight. My highlight was hitting a home run in Little League.
There
How
you
about
go.
That?
All right.
Does that count?
Okay. Who was
right
the pitcher's
center
name?
field?
Do you remember?
I don't know, but I was on JC's. He was on Lions. Was at Texas Park in Stevens Point.
Okay.
Oh. My dad was so proud that day.
Okay. I was about a foot and a half.
And then it just went downhill.
Yeah. That was the end of your baseball career. But no, I give kudos to underarm pitchers and the softball players who can do that. I'm just shocked at how, like say Suple, who pitches every one of her games. She'll have 27 or 28 games, and then she pitches during the year. Obviously, she's a top athlete. She's going to go to college and do some great things over at Northwestern. We all know about Kleist. She's one of the top pitchers in the nation.
She's lighting it up
Oregon.
over there, yeah.
Yeah, and Oregon's one of the top 5 teams in the nation for collegiately. And those arms, and I know Kleist kind of had a little bit of an injury too a couple years ago after the year that they won the state title. But the amount of innings they put on their arms, I would love for someone to kind of count up all the innings, and not just that. Suple does practice, so she does practice innings too. Can you imagine that pitching a batting practice for all your athletes?
We should try that sometime.
Teammates?
See how our bodies feel after that.
So now, where do they go then after college is done? And they're these fantastic softball players. Is there a pro league?
Well, there used to
be.
be. I don't know.
Used to be a pro league.
Remember they played?
They came down here.
Yes, I had to cover that.
Oh yeah,
I did
that's
too.
right.
Kat Osterman was part of that.
Yeah.
She was a pretty big name back then. They played it down at Sunset in the Lower Diamond.
Now I was praying Jenny Finch would be there, but she wasn't.
She wasn't, but there were some big names. I remember having to go to Tanner's in Kimberly. They had a big banquet, and I had to interview a bunch of those kids and kids.
Women. Yeah.
They were kids to me. They're young, but yeah, that was a big deal. But that, I don't know if that folded. I don't even think it lasted.
Yeah, I don't think it's around anymore. It's just too bad.
Yeah, but there was some pretty good talent in that pro softball league.
Well, check it out on postcrescent.com if you could. The softball, the little feature I did there. And to wrap up here, hey, speaking of softball, we have Freedom softball players Peyton Dorn and Brooke Garrett on the big show tonight, 7 o'clock for Varsity Roundtable. Speaking of softball pitchers, Peyton Dorn, she has one loss in there. She is striking people out in incredible numbers. She's one of the top pitchers in our area. I think she might actually be the top pitcher in our area, not named Sydney Suple. So please check that out because Freedom has one loss on the year. Big things expected of them. And did you know Coach Vanderloop is coaching them, Mike Vanderloop?
I saw that.
Yeah, the basketball coach, and now he's coaching the softball team. So it'll be great to have the two girls here, and hopefully the rest of the team will follow suit and kind of make it a very festive return here as we come off our 1 week hiatus for the Varsity Roundtable. So check that out again, 7 o'clock tonight on postcrescent.com, facebook.com/postcrescent. Brett?
Otherwise, you and I this afternoon got to get our
oh yeah,
suits,
we got to go
right?
get everything fitted and make sure it all fits nice and make sure our shoes are shined, Brett. We take them home and we kind of let them sit there and we kind of look at them and put those things on. What, Friday? I'll be putting it on around afternoon time.
Yeah, and you'll be wearing it all night. I get out of that thing right away because when we go to the post-show celebration, I want to be nice and relaxed.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of like Brett Favre.
Well,
I like flip-flops and shorts.
I'll take off my jacket. I mean, that's
me. I'll just be in my
and
comfy, USA Today Network stuff.
You'll look great either way.
And while you're painting the town red with your date, I'm going to go home and eat cereal.
Okay.
Now, Ricardo, I couldn't see you because you were on the other end of the stage, but did you have someone bringing you water constantly when you were going to get up on stage?
No.
I did.
Oh, man.
I didn't have that.
They didn't give you a
took
personal...
care of me. She was making sure my bow tie was nice and
I never had that.
giving me water and everything.
You know why they
had
didn't
his
do that
little
with
hearing-
me? Because I was on the end with Clay Matthews. They were making sure he was taken care of.
Oh, I see.
I mean, that kind of stuff. I didn't get any of that.
I think
preferential
they're going to be there again, making sure that they're going to pamper me a little bit, and I deserve that.
Okay.
I deserve a little pampering.
Why not? You guys work hard all year. Come on.
I deserve it.
We'll check it out, though, again.
Hopefully there'll be a little bowl of grapes or something that I can...
Yeah, you're gonna have the bowl like Van Halen, the bowl of M&Ms with all the blue ones taken out or something to make sure they're
Hopefully
doing their
there's
job.
a nice little couch so when I'm off stage I can relax, kind of stretch out, take a little break.
Yeah, that's
No, it's going to be fun. It's I kind of say, I compare it to the hard work is like the weekday and the show's like the weekend. And now it's time to have some fun. And there's a few more tasks, Rosie, that we have to get situated, but
we'll get it done.
We'll get her done.
Yeah. Weekend. As a wise man once said, everybody's working for the weekend. Am I right, Rosie?
Yeah.
All right. All right, for everyone, thank you again for checking us out here on the R&B Show podcast. Brett's getting ready to show off the arm a little bit here as we wrap up. Again, remember, the Varsity Roundtable on later tonight, 7 o'clock. Please be sure to check that out on Facebook.com/postcrescent. No, we only have a couple more. A month more, Brett, and it's over.
It's over.
That's right.
About 6 weeks.
Yeah, until next week, have a great week, everyone. Don't forget to watch the big show Friday at 7 o'clock on Facebook.com/postcrescent.
I've never had an arm injury throwing these things. What's the big deal?
Oh, no, don't start now either.
Now. Maybe we should try it underhand. Yeah, try it underhand once.
Yeah, try underhand.
I don't think I can do it from the table.
There you go. Look at the accuracy.
A little off target there. I prefer overhand.
It was close.